a city where anything goes, 6 strangers are about to be given $2 million. The chance of a lifetime.
First one there keeps it all.
It's like a race?
He said race. What I love about this movie is that it's about the best premise of any movie that I've been offered in 20 years.
It's one of the funniest scripts I've ever read.
Bad Lucy! Bad Lucy!
I would just say it's 6 people doing anything they can to get $2 million.
You just stole Adolf Hitler's Mercedes-Benz.
Well, Hitler had it coming.
It is a road movie. It is a caper comedy. It is a multi-charactered ensemble.
It is a lot of fun doing an ensemble like this just because you get to work with a lot of really cool people.
There's so many brilliant comedians in this movie.
Rat Race to me is going to be a mix of like complete brainlessness and The Matrix.
It's just fun. It's just fun.
We had a blast making this movie.
Okay, little brother, just be cool.
In this movie, I play Duane Cody, brother to Blaine Cody, Vince Vieluf.
It's the Cody brothers, Blaine and Duane.
We came to Vegas with the intent of scamming the casino.
Walk across the lobby, slip on the glass, let gravity do the rest.
It's true, you could break your neck. It's a risk I'm willing to take.
She's absolutely
She has your eyes.
It's the only picture I have of her.
Whoopi plays Vera Baker, and she's this simple, sweet lady.
She's looking for the daughter she gave away, and she finds her, and they decide to meet in Las Vegas.
Do it! Just shut up and get it done!
You broke your phone.
It's okay. I carry extras.
Oh.
I play Owen Templeton, who is a professional football referee who's infamous for the coin toss that he called incorrectly.
Referee Owen Templeton made the biggest bonehead call in the history of football.
That was tails. No, wait, hang on. It's, no, what did I say? I said tails. And everywhere he goes, people recognize him.
You look kind of familiar.
Yeah, you do.
You the referee, the bonehead.
What's this, $110?
Those are your in-room movies. Afro Whores.
Afro Whores? I play Nick Schaffer. Nick works at a law firm, and he's kind of uptight.
You watched it 11 times. It says in the morning you watched The Grinch for 10 minutes and then switch back over to Afro Whores.
I didn't watch it.
No gambling. We are here to see David Copperfield.
Well, I play Randy Pear, and I'm married to Kathy and Najimy, and we have 2 kids. And we're there on family vacation.
Honey, kids need ya.
And my character's always trying to get rich quick.
Excuse me, I mean a race.
I play an Italian called Enrico Pollini, and he's a relentlessly good-natured character. He's a genuinely nice guy who just has only good intentions.
You have 6 different groups of people.
You really should play 3 coins.
I'm okay.
They're in a hotel that's owned by John Cleese.
Everyone's gambling, goofing off.
Baby, come on!
Oh, look at what!
And they each win a gold coin.
And it's a special gold coin.
This isn't money. 6 gold coins in various slot machines.
A gold coin.
You're a winner, see guest services.
And when they try and cash it in, they say, well, you have to go to the penthouse to meet my character, Donald Sinclair.
Thank you all for coming. I'm Donald Sinclair. I own this hotel.
And I set up the plot. 563 miles from here is a little town called Silver City, New Mexico.
He has put $2 million in a locker in Silver City, New Mexico.
And he gives all of us a key to the locker.
6 identical keys.
And whoever gets there first gets to keep it.
That's it. Go.
And we're off and running from there.
On action, you're going to be running. He's going to follow you. Action! I got involved in this movie after the first draft existed.
It's fantastic, isn't it?
Jerry Zucker called and said he had read that first draft and was interested in producing and perhaps directing. You know, this is not a small comedy. This is the genre that hadn't been tried in a while, the big ensemble chase event comedy.
I read it and I loved the zaniness of it, and it was fun to have a movie where the characters were wonderful, and I loved the canvas, the ability to do so many silly things. I said, I want to work on it, so I got together with Andy, and his drug is Diet Coke, and mine was hot chocolate, half hot chocolate and half coffee. We would, a little caffeine in the morning, got us going, and then Andy and I would brainstorm and come up with new gags, and we laughed very much at the same things, and we actually had color-coded cards, which we'd put on the board, a big bulletin board, so we could keep track of different characters and when they come in and out, and it was kind of tricky.
Listen, if we're all gonna go for it, why don't we go for it together? Like, split the money 50-50. Where are we?
Well, we started shooting in Calgary, which was actually wonderful, and then we moved to Las Vegas. Taxi! And then Ely, Nevada. It's a small town outside of Las Vegas, which served as Silver City, New Mexico.
I'm going back to my trailer.
And all these locations that were further out.
Vegas was a fantastic location. I mean, there's so much to do. I liked it a lot.
$1. Whoopi took Seth and I gambling, and Rowan and Seth and I went go-kart racing. I mean, it's just great.
Yes, it is fun. I've grown to really like Vegas. I think a lot of English people would dismiss it as an extremely tacky and shallow and horrible place to go. In a sense it is, but in another sense it's actually great fun because everything's extremely well done. I'm not a gambler, but I like to watch other people gambling, actually. I quite like just wandering around watching people losing money.
And they're off! Gentlemen, no one is offering you action like this.
John Cleese is trying to entertain his biggest high rollers, these billionaires.
What these 6 racers don't know is that they're being betted on as like horses.
A horse race with animals that can think and plan and lie and cheat and play dirty.
They've gotten tired of gambling as they know it, and now they want to bet on real people, betting on them as they go to see who will get to the dough.
Say we take the interstate. And it's about 700 miles. You don't mind, do you?
Dad, I have to go.
No, you don't.
It's an emergency. I hate you!
All right, nobody look. Nobody can hear you, honey. Push away.
Have you ever been surrounded by comedians for any length of time?
Did you read the script? I mean, you won an Oscar, for Christ's sake. You think you'd have read the script?
I mean, these little bastards, they keep the material going 24/7. Seth Green, I almost had to grab, and Breckin, Meyer, I almost had to grab these little bastards, just hold them up off the ground and whoo! And John Lovitz, I love him, but that little something, it's been a ball. Every day is like going to the circus.
Everybody's just doing what's right for their character. No one's trying to go out of their way to be funnier than someone else in the scene. There's room for everybody in this, and that's kind of the best thing about it, is that everybody's collaborative as opposed to competitive. Except for Cuba. Cuba's really competitive.
What the hell's he talking about?
Every time I say something funny in a scene, he'll look at me, punch me in the gut, and then say something funnier, or he'll just yell, "Show me the money," and everybody laughs. How do you compete with that? Cuba's here today, yeah. And if you catch him, he'll probably show you his butt.
Show your butt? You want to see a little butt?
Whoopi and Cuba Gooding, this is the first time that 2 African-American Academy Award winners have been in a movie together.
This is a great first, and we realized it day one. It has not happened in the history of film.
I don't think that's going to be the tagline of the movie.
2 African-American Academy Awards winners on screen together.
It's actually amazing. We had 3 Academy Award winners in this movie, the 3rd being Kathy Bates, which is odd for a zany comedy like this.
Now, do you or do you not know where the interstate is?
Well, of course I do. I'm not retarded.
Initially, this seems like it's going to be an easy trek.
We're hauling ass.
We're hauling ass.
But everything that can go wrong goes wrong. Give us whatever car's parked closest to the door.
Ask about insurance.
Would you be interested in purchasing liability insurance?
Nobody sticks to their initial mode of transportation.
I'm a pilot.
Oh, Nick meets this girl who happens to fly a helicopter. Are there a lot of female pilots?
There's at least one, and I offer him a ride.
North?
A little detour. It'll just take a minute.
I didn't realize what a wild girl the pilot I was with was.
I just wanted to fly over my boyfriend's house and say hi.
Just waved to him from the helicopter, Buzz's house.
That's Charlene's car. His ex-girlfriend, or so I thought. Did I come at a bad time?
And I lose it.
Hell hath no wrath like a woman in a helicopter.
She starts to drop things out of her helicopter in my brand new, gorgeous pickup truck.
Wrenches and crowbars and paint cans and Coke cans.
He's really good, huh?
And it ultimately just comes down to a game of chicken between a helicopter and a pickup truck.
Dreaming up and writing these complications that each character faces, that's where the fun is.
We were trekking across the desert and we steal a rocket car.
Mother mercy. This just happens to be the day that someone is trying to set a new land speed record in a rocket car.
Aerodynamically, this is the most perfect vehicle ever designed. The body is a one-piece Kevlar composite. The wheels are solid billet aluminum, and she's powered by twin JE79 turbojet engines, the same engines that are in the F4 Phantom jet.
It was like being in hell, because the rocket car is this wide, and Lanai and I had this much space to be in, and this thing is rocking, which means that, you know, your spine and your neck and your back are all going out, but it was worth it.
Cut, no rounding. Rolling, action.
I think I was the most scared of the ensemble scenes when I had everybody together. It scared me a little bit being in a room with all those, you know, comedians. But it actually turned out to be fun. They all had a blast. They all really liked each other and were very generous with each other and giving with each other.
People were enjoying themselves. Now, this is a movie, as you know. Movie is like being in the First World War. It's about attrition. It's can you get through the 14-hour days without actually fighting, you know? And yet, it was relaxed. People were laughing.
You just want to come and laugh. This is the place to come because we've got some of the greatest funny people running around today.
You look around, you got Lovitz over there, Whoopi Goldberg, Cuba Gooding, Rowan Atkinson, who's, you know, that's royalty, and John Cleese, who's royalty.
Jerry.
John Cleese
pushed me again and again.
These are people, I mean, Jerry included, these are people who have some of the best track records in comedy. So it definitely raises the bar. It makes you, you know, pushes you to do better, or just try how, you know, just pushes you to try things. Like when you have a scene where there's 7 people and a gun goes off and everyone has to react to the gun, you're trying to think, God, I don't want to react like everybody else, and neither does everybody else. So you have all these people doing different actions, and it's just so funny.
It was great to have them all together. There was an energy that was created by all those people together in one place that was really special and really fun.
It is a lot of fun doing an ensemble like this because some of my favorite people are in this movie.
I feel so lucky to work with this cast. And there's Seth, and of course Breckin and I are like the buddies on set.
Amy Smart was in Felicity and a little movie called Road Trip with action superstar Breckin Meyer.
Breckin and I are so comfortable with each other. It's just a pleasure to be working with him again in a different type road trip.
Well, you know, Breckin and I have had a rivalry for some time. He's a talentless hack.
That's, I mean, yeah, it's another thing that's great. Seth's my best friend.
It's his looks. It's his looks that have gotten him every job.
And I called him. I said, hey, they just asked me to do Rat Race. It's like, oh, they just asked me. Should we do it? Yeah, let's go do it.
Everybody wants to be a part of the Breckin Meyer train, and everybody wants a ride. And Vince Vieluf and I, can I talk about that? You know, you get a script and you go, okay, I guess I'm playing this guy's brother.
Seth is really, I would say, well, what did Seth say about me, man?
He's got a modicum of talent.
Well, so he thinks like I'm the goofy one, like I'm the one who's always immature.
In this movie, he has a speech impediment. And I'm really the only one that can understand him.
I had bought a home kit for piercing my tongue, and I've hit like a major nerve in my tongue, and it's gotten horribly swollen and infected.
Oh my God. You should sue somebody.
And they actually had to make a sleeve for it. So immediately I'm going, you know? So it worked really well.
What?
Say he did it himself.
Cut. Cut. Great. I was enjoying the scene.
Cuba Gooding, he ends up at one point in the movie without a vehicle and sees a bus and tricks the bus driver out of his clothing and takes over as the bus driver.
Yes, I'm Owen. I'm your new driver. Let's go.
Then we realize it's a bus full of women going to an I Love Lucy convention, and they're all dressed as Lucille Ball.
A bus full of Lucys, that was me. I was leafing through the National Enquirer. Every comedy writer knows that's the Bible. And there was a little article about a Lucy convention and a picture of 3 or 4 women dressed as Lucys, and that writes itself. That was just great.
Action!
There are certain moments in movie making where you feel like a real director. You know, when you're shooting a scene with 1,000 extras or you're shooting a big stunt. And I think this was also one of those scenes, being surrounded by 40 women dressed in these outrageous costumes and red wigs, all chattering and gabbing. I felt like, okay, this is only a scene in a movie.
But I guess my favorite episode.
I think they cast like 6 or 7 professional actors, and then everyone else was just put in Lucille Ball makeup. And they played it to the hilt.
And of course, one of them is my mother.
I'm not a bus driver.
Oh, you mustn't be so hard on yourself.
One rule of comedy is that we put our mother in every film.
Well, it started with Airplane, and I was the lady with the lipstick who got the makeup all over her face. And ever since then, I've decided that that's the way the kids got back at their mother, making me do stuff like this. Of course, I really wanted Whoopi Goldberg's part, but he wouldn't give me that part.
I actually sometimes refer to it as a James Bond comedy. Because it has so many physical stunts in it. And we did a lot of it real. I mean, there was some computer-generated effects in the movie, but a lot of the big stunts we actually shot.
It's a very big special effects movie to me. I've been in a harness for days now. I think I'm gonna be a kinky freak when this movie's over.
Dad, stop the car! You know, we're close to death many times. Well, there's a scene where Vince is on the hood of the car, doesn't know I'm not there. You know, it's really exciting. Tony Scott, eat your heart out, because that's action, my friend.
I can't believe Seth did that. I think he's nuts, actually. There was a guy hidden in the seat who could see through the seat, but it was actually what they call a blind driver. And we have this blind driver driving this car, so it appears as though there's nobody driving it. And Vince Vieluf is on the hood, and Seth is in front of the thing, running for his life. It was actually very dangerous and foolish, but it looks great in the movie.
I've done pretty physical films, but this by far is the most physically and mentally demanding film I've ever been on in my entire life. I mean, one day they got me running down the middle of the street chasing a full-size house that's connected to a diesel truck, and I'm running in my underwear and shoes chasing this damn thing. And Jerry Zucker is you're a wonderful human being, but you do too many damn takes. And I finally blew my hamstring out, so it's been a really physical shoot.
It was fun to have the opportunity to just set up all these silly scenes and do one gag after another.
One more.
It's very physical gags, and I do like to do things. If there was a stunt or something, I would try to test it myself if it was practical, because I don't like to ask them to do things that I wouldn't be willing to do. And also it helps me to know what their problems are, so I know what I can ask them to do. Like, we had this enormous crane on the set, and one of the effects guys, Stan Parks, said, "Do you want to go up for a ride?" And I said, "Sure." So he put me in a harness, and I looked down at the connection. It was just a little hook. So he said, "Okay," and this guy just lifted me up in the air. I don't know how many 100 feet it was.
Yeah. Was that good? It's great. Oh, it's really, but it's not particularly comfortable, but it's great. It's a great ride.
Runners ready, and action! We had a blast working on the movie, and all became really good friends.
I will tell you honestly, this is the most enjoyable movie I've been on for, I don't know, decades. What I love about the movie is that it's 6 different stories, and you're cutting from one to the next and back again, so there's lots and lots of different styles of comedy in there.
You're really living sort of their foolishness with them. It's great fun.
If you don't tell that driver to open the door, I'm gonna crush you like a cockroach in the night!
They're ordinary folks that find themselves involved in the most embarrassing and outrageous situations.
Come on, baby!
And that's, I think, the fun of the movie. It could be you. How would you react? What would you do, or what wouldn't you do for $2 million?
How fast was I going?
It's action-packed, and it's the kind of movie that you can escape in for 2 hours and just get away and laugh hard.
You will not believe what we've done here.
Come, put all your troubles at the door, and just be prepared to have a good time.
This is kind of a secret, but John is my favorite actor in the whole movie.
You know, the truth is that Amy is really my favorite of all the actors.
Wayne is my favorite actor in the whole movie. Of all the actors in the movie, Rowan is my favorite. Of all the actors, Seth is my favorite. Don't tell anybody, but Cuba's my favorite. You know, the babes love the fast golf carts. Gets them every time.
Don't tell anybody this. I'm his son.